everyone, thank you for tuning into my channel, and this video I'm going to say why I prefer a traveler's notebook over a mini happy planner. When I did my video on setting up this Agenda 52 happy planner, I was asked in a comment why I prefer a traveler's notebook over a happy planner. And I was like, I answered the question, but I thought I would come on and do a video in case there are people who just don't know anything about a traveler's notebook and how customizable it is. One thing I like about the happy planner in general is that it does have the arc system. I do have the punch, and that way I can add pages and easily take them out. So I do love that about the arc system. But one thing I love even more than the arc system with the traveler's notebook is that you can really make it customizable. So I also got the comment saying that the mini also fits in your purse. Well, so does the traveler's notebook. Traveler's notebook fits in my purse as well. This is a size comparison. As you can see, it is the same width as a traveler's notebook. And when you stand it up like this, as you can see, it is taller. I don't have a problem with a traveler's notebook fitting in my purse unless I'm carrying a smaller bag, and that would be the same problem with the mini. So I don't have an issue with the traveler's notebook fitting in my purse. Now my May Designs traveler's notebook is bigger. I mean, it's more chunkier than the Agenda 52 one that I just got. But if you put this down like this, it is still the same size. It's a standard size traveler's notebook. But why do I prefer the traveler's notebook over it? Because I can do things with the traveler's notebook that I cannot do with the happy planner. Now with the traveler's notebook, you don't need a special punch. You don't even need anything, just some scissors. Depending on the paper, you may not even need any scissors. Also with the traveler's notebook is that you can go buy a pack of printer paper, a huge pack of printer paper, and make your own inserts. So with the happy planner mini, and I just brought these over here because I have them, but I'll use a squad goal since that's the planner everyone's after. With the squad goals, you know, all the horizontal minis look the same. As you look at the weeks, they're all the same. And which is great if you are used to a certain layout with the happy planner mini. But when it comes to a traveler's notebook, now you do have traveler's notebooks that come with inserts. Like this is a May Designs traveler's notebook. And these are what the inserts look like. You know, they're pre-printed, they come and you fill it out the way it is in the traveler's notebook. But with the traveler's notebook, you don't have to use said inserts. You don't have to buy any special inserts like you do with the happy planner. You can get inserts like this that are blank, and you can make your week look different every single week. Let's say one week you want to have, you want to do vertical for 1 week. Or let's say you want to do horizontal for 1 week. Or let's say you want to do the 5 days up here and then have your weekend down here. You can draw lines and make your inserts and weeks look different every single week. And it can be different. You can do one layout and say, I didn't like the end of this week, move on to another layout. Not to say you can't do that with a happy planner, but with a happy planner, you only have so much room you can work with before you completely have to redo the entire page. And it's probably gonna look worse before it looks better. But with blank inserts, when it comes to a traveler's notebook, you can pretty much make your week look however you want. Now another thing I love about the traveler's notebook, and we'll get into the Agenda 52, is that it comes with the strings, the bands, which are these right here in the middle. If you saw my setup video, then you saw me put these in here. There's 4 bands in here, which means you can have 4 different categories, or you can use it as one thing. Like say you have a home planner for your traveler's notebook. You can do one for your kids, one for yourself, one for your husband, or whatever. Or you can break it up into 4 different categories. Work, home, and things to do with your kids. You can do that with an all-in-one system. Now you can also do that with the mini happy planner. But what you would have to do is you would have to take out some months. You can do like Franken planning in a mini. You would do like, July through September with one aspect of your life, and then another aspect of your life with another planner with July through September, and do it that way. But you're gonna have to take pages out and then add pages in and make it an entire Franken planning system. With the traveler's notebook, you don't have to do that. You can have one book, and it's this small. You can have it in there. And the thing about the book is that if I look at my weekly right here, this gives me, I think, 26 weeks. So I get half a year just in this one book. Now, half a year in a mini, if I were to do July through December, let's look at how thick that is compared to this. That is the mini, and that is, you know, this entire book is half a year. And see how much bulkier that is. And so in a traveler's notebook, I get a lot more space with even more weeks and even more months. And like this is a monthly. This is just a monthly right here. And I get a full month, and then I even get a note page after it. And this is what 12 months looks like. This is what 12 months looks like in a mini. You see how much bulkier that is. Now granted, you don't get any weekly pages in here, but you can write out how your month went in here. But overall, you still get a ton more space with the traveler's notebook. And like I said, you can also add more books in here. You can get like you can buy those headbands, those black headbands, and put this together, and you can add even more books, and you can make it even bulkier, even chunkier, and you're still gonna get more in here than you would in a mini. With the mini, you are contained to only, these rings. If you want to go bigger, you got to get the standard size rings, or even bigger, you got to get the, the expander rings. With the traveler's notebook, you don't have to get a bigger cover. You don't have to get, or a smaller cover. This is the same size cover as this May Design ones, and you see how I can add the same amount of books in here. I have a pen in there. The same amount of books in here and in here without having to change the size of my cover. So I can even add more books in here if I want to add more bands. And so I can really add more books in here, and I wouldn't have to change the cover. I wouldn't have to do anything with the strings. And so I can really, really customize. Where's that pen? Where did the pen go? I can really customize how I want my traveler's notebook to be. And there is a pin loop that comes with most traveler's notebooks, and you don't have that with the Happy Planner. And with traveler's notebooks, you can get them as cheap or as expensive as you like. You can even make your own traveler's notebook if you really want to try it out. I've seen people do it where they go buy like those, they do it very cheap, where you can buy like those placemats you can get like at the Dollar Tree, where it feels very, very cheap, and you can make your own, and you can see if you even like the system. And also another thing that I really like about the traveler's notebook is that they come in bigger sizes than this, like I think a B6. They also have where it comes in a smaller size than a mini. It's called a pocket. And there are a lot of people out there who enjoy using the pocket size traveler's notebook. I think it's like half the size of this, and they fit a ton of stuff in there. They'll fit like 8 to 10 books in that pocket, and it still contains a lot more information than the mini, but they have more information in their pocket. And so that is why I prefer the traveler's notebook over the mini. Not to say the mini is a bad planner. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying I prefer this because I can really customize it, and I can really do what I want. Like as far as my traveler's notebook goes, I have home in here, I have work in here, I also have something just for taking notes, and I also have something just for making lists. I have a list in here of things that still need to be bought for our house, and it doesn't interfere with anything for our home. Now with the mini, I usually just keep the mini in one category whenever I use them. With my classic size, I have the 4 different categories, but with the mini, I don't want to have to take pages out and put them in and then make all these different categories. To me, it just wouldn't work for me as far as a mini goes. With the traveler's notebook, I can really do it like I do my Franken planning system. 1 book for work, 1 book, and if I wanted to do budgeting, I could do it in there, but I don't want to do budgeting in here. But I do have it where in this notepad back here, where I can write down expenses if I'm out, if I want to remember to write things down. So kind of budget, not as in, like my budget planner that I have in my Happy Planner. But that is why I enjoy a traveler's notebook over a Happy Planner. Also, it gets me to try a completely different system. And a lot of people get into their, I call it the ecosystem. They get into that system and they don't want to try anything else. They love the happy planners and they use nothing but happy planners. There's nothing wrong with using just the same planner. That's perfectly fine. But I like going outside of the box and trying something completely different because then I don't get bored. I think if I were using, then that was the problem. I was using a mini planner as an on-the-go planner and I got bored with it because I felt like it was just the same thing in 2 different planners. But with the Traveler's Notebook, since it's a completely different system, completely different layout, I don't get bored with it. I feel like I can, even if I use the same stickers, completely different layout, and I can really do different things in here than in my Happy Planner and vice versa. So that's another reason. It's a completely different system than the Happy Planner. And I'd encourage anyone to just try it. Not even just a Traveler's Notebook, but try any planning system different from the Happy Planner. That way you can see if you like something, because there are other planners out there that are just as good as a Happy Planner, better, worse, whatever. Try something and try not to be so used to it. I tell people you only learn more if you get uncomfortable. You don't learn anything, you don't achieve anything if you are comfortable, if you are still. And so yeah, I just want to come on and do this quick video stating why I prefer the Traveler's Notebook over the mini Happy Planner. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. And there is no wrong or right planner. If you enjoy the mini, continue to use it. If you enjoy your Traveler's Notebook, continue to use it. But use the planner that you want to use. Don't use a planner only because your subscribers want you to use a planner. Don't use a planner just to please people. If you are using a Traveler's Notebook and you have a bunch of people who watch you who only like Happy Planner and they complain about it, tell them to go watch another channel. I am all about doing videos that you want to do. And go with that. It's okay to take suggestions, but if someone is annoyed with you using a planner different than a Happy Planner, that is not your problem, that is their issue. And so I just want to put that out there because people tend to get really butthurt if you use a planner they're not using. I don't know what that's about. But anyway, I'm gonna get out of here and I will see you all next time. Bye.